Okay, we're recording.
Hello, so we did our final evaluation on the La Vista High School CalSafe Teenage Pregnancy and Parenting Program. I'm Roxanne.
I'm Myra.
I'm Paulina.
And I'm Jose.
So, the problem and need. So typically teen parents tend to not finish high school, a majority of them being teen mothers. In order to effectively serve this population, we need to, they require services that are tailored to their needs, and in order for them to reach their milestone of graduation. And this also promotes positive growth and development within their child. Only 64% of teen mothers actually graduate from high school. TAP targets teenage pregnant and parenting high school students that are 19 and a half years old or younger.
Background, who TAP serves pregnant and parenting teens under 19 years of age who need to complete their high school education. What TAP provides parenting and child developmental classes, 3 child care rooms, a mildly ill room for students' children. They have TAP counseling, transportation, and also provide prenatal classes. When TAP's program runs September through June, where it is located in the Fullerton Joint Union High School District. Why TAP believes that a quality education and career preparation are key factors for teen parents to become economically self-sufficient and good parents to their children. So TAP provides support services based on individual needs to expectant and parenting students. How they provide students with classes, child care assistance, career counseling, and educational assistance.
The settings, basically this chart has the teen pregnancy rates by ethnicity from 2001, 2006, and 2010. It's the Hispanics have the highest, and then it's black, and then white, and then Asian. As you can see overall though, it has declined over the past decade, from 7.2% to 6.5%. And then this is the teen pregnancy rates by age, from 18, well under 15, and then 15 to 17, and 18 to 19, from 2000 and 2008. The highest rates come from ages 18 to 19. And then this is by socioeconomic status. Chart is a little weird to read it, but it's real simple. These are all the cities in Orange County, and down there it's the percent of population by poverty, like the percentage of people that are under income or below poverty rate. And then on top it's per 1,000 women. So for example, number 28, which is the highest, is in the city of Santa Ana. And then for like number 2, it's Anaheim, that's like the 3rd one. So it's all the cities. So it does show that, you know, low income has higher teenage pregnancy.
And then for program inputs, the program supervisor receives referrals, and she meets with the students at their comprehensive high schools, and they discuss options about their options and services to possible pregnant and parenting teens. Interns and volunteers assist in the with childcare, so they assist the childcare teachers, and they're just as scheduled, basically, you know, whatever fits their schedule. The students attend various classes just like a normal school setting, you know, Monday through Friday. Classes are about an hour long. The children do utilize the child care room, so that's utilized on a daily basis. The students also receive prenatal classes, and they receive career and educational assistance through the academic counselor. And then TAP nurses provide transportation to appointments, and they answer any questions that the students might have regarding childcare. Oh, I didn't see. Okay, and for our expected outcomes, there are currently 100 students enrolled in the program. The percent expected improvements was an 80% improvement on their graduation rates. And then how did we measure the presenting problem? It was through a report on the conditions of children in Orange County and on TAP's data. And we measured these outcomes through self-esteem tests, parenting tests, sexual responsibility tests, CASI scores, and graduation. Sorry.
Measurement instruments. We'll collect data from final TAP results to measure passing the KC. To measure graduation rates, we will collect data from final TAP results. We will administer pre- and post-tests that are uniquely created by supervisor to measure parenting skills and demonstrate results of the program. Pre- and post-tests will be taken by students to measure responsibility tests. Students will also take the Rosenberg self-esteem test that will be used as a reliable source for self-esteem assessment. And here are some of the sample questions for the parenting skills test and the sexual responsibilities test. One for the parenting skills test is children should face backwards in their car seat until they are, and the answer is both A and B, 20 pounds or 12 months old. One example for the sexual responsibilities test is what type of birth control do you use? Hoping that students are now taking birth control while they are sexually active, because one of TAP's goals is for them to not have a repeated pregnancy.
So data analysis. So we're going to keep track of the amount of students who pass the CASI test and also collect data on the graduating students annually. The pre-test will be administered at the beginning of the quarter when they are admitted, and the post-test when they are eligible for graduation. The self-esteem test will be taken at the beginning during intake when students confirm their transfer to TAP, and at the end when they're eligible. So some students that they meet with in their intakes, they don't decide to transfer. Some do stay at the comprehensive high school, so that's why they will be taking the, we want them to do the test in the beginning when they confirm that they'll be transferring. Some of the dependent and independent variables. So we have the self-esteem, which is dependent on the life skills workshops, and we also have the parenting skills, which are dependent on the parenting classes that they take. And sexual responsibility is dependent on sexual educational workshops, which they actually have guest speakers come in throughout the quarters, and they come teach them. And the CASI is based on general education and preparatory classes. And then we have graduation, which is general education and academic advisement. So they actually meet with their counselors. They have a specific counselor for the TAP, and they meet with them in order to plan out what they're going to do after. They also have a counselor coming from the community colleges, so they also meet with them too if they're interested in that.
Our evaluation design, we decided to do single group design, even though it's the weakest form of evaluation. There was no other choice because of the lack of data from the comprehensive high school, leaving us with no separate control group. And the only data that could be collected was the annual data or the when students graduate, like if they reach graduation. Why not others? Again, because of the lack of data from comprehensive high schools. No pregnant or parenting teenagers available, so we wouldn't be able to have that. No available control group as well. We couldn't do time series control. We couldn't do time series because the quarterly data that was collected there was not enough of it to do a time series. Our validity threats, maturation. When teenagers, let's say, have their kids, they are now their maturity level goes up because now they're caring for another life, so they mature more. Economical changes. If the parents of these students are wealthy, they're able to afford more like babysitting or financial needs. Those who do not have the financial means to take care of their baby, they might have to go to work. They might not be able to be with their children as much. Reactivity effect. So the students at TAP, they're supervised, and so they tend to stay more on track, as opposed to those in comprehensive high school. The cultural thread, students are learning parenting skills through family members. So some of the, depending on the culture, some cultures will help out with babysitting, with finance, financial needs, and with appointments as well, like giving rights to appointments or not. And attrition is also another one. They drop out due to unexpected events.
And for our hypothetical findings, for self-esteem, as we mentioned, it would be we would have them take a test in the beginning and one at the end, and that was the Rosenberg test. So in the beginning, see that the scores were pretty low, but once they finished, the scores did increase. Same with the parenting skills, low score, but at the end of the year, they did increase based on knowledge from classes and all the workshops. Sexual responsibility as well. They, well, just being pregnant and, you know, at such a young age, most of them, their sexual responsibility might not be, well, it's probably not as great unless they get some type of classes or information regarding safe sex and all of that. So it did go up, the understanding. And then, sorry. Okay, and then for the CASI, in the beginning, like about 30% of the students hadn't passed their test, but by the end of the exit, or when they exited the program, when they reached graduation eligibility, their rates had to go up so they could graduate. And then same thing with graduation, we were looking at 60%, but our expected outcome was 80%. So as you can tell in 2013, it did go up to 80%.
For our recommendations, one of them is measuring success stories and rates. It's not enough just to, you know, people to come back and tell their stories or anything like that. There should be more of like, to find out what's going on with their life, are they working, are they having any more kids, and so on and so forth.
So then the second one we have is we would like annual surveys distributed after the students graduate. We could also provide incentives when they decide to respond. Having these surveys will help actually have like new, not just qualitative but quantitative data on how well they are doing after graduation. So have they had a repeat pregnancy? Are they employed? Are they going to college? So these are all the facts that we need to know, and that'll be given to us through the surveys that we hand out after graduation.
Another recommendation would be comparing between different districts. This way they have another control group in the TAP program and a randomized group from a different district to be able to complete a different type of experiment.
And also to collect data every 3 months for a time series chart, just to have something more, I guess, just so we can keep track of the improvements, not just base it on, you know, collecting data in the beginning and in the end, but kind of see more of a progress throughout the quarters.
In program improvements, we specifically thought that a way that they could help their students is requiring senior portfolios in order to graduate. So just like comprehensive high schools, how they have to make a senior portfolio, and usually that's tailored to help them go to college, maybe a four-year university. Well, here we suggest that they maybe create a portfolio that they can maybe create a resume, they can maybe gather information on community colleges, maybe some trade schools, and that'll help prepare them for what comes after graduation and help them be more successful. Any questions?